Yes, dear students, in last lecture we have seen what about syllabus designed for us. Today, in this lecture, we are going to discuss your first unit from paper number first, mechanics and properties of unit, properties of matter, unit first, mechanics. In this chapter, we are interested in to study about laws of mechanics, Newton's laws of motion. In these syllabus, Newton's laws of motion, Newton's law of gravitation, this also we have to study in detail. Today we more concentrate on Newton's first law of motion, its examples, what about its statement, and what are the factors included in Newton's first law of motion. What are the terms? All these things we discuss in detail now. See, here Newton's laws of motion, also known as laws of mechanics, and there are various fundamental laws of mechanics in our syllabus. These 4 laws are included. Newton's first law of motion, Newton's second law of motion, and Newton's third law of motion. And next one is Newton's law of gravitation. Today we focus on Newton's first law of motion in detail. In order to discuss the Newton's first law of motion, I'll show you some pictures. So you observe these pictures and think over it. Don't see only like a picture. You see physics. What is matter in it? What about motion? In this way you think and observe and think. You observe. Here I will tell you. There are 2 balls or 2 objects we say. One is this and other one is this. The object is greater compared to this object. Then you may ask how it is greater. No doubt it is greater in volume, greater in mass. Their mass is more, mass is what? Less. So we say this is heavier as compared to this. Yes or no? Initially both are at rest. Then let me know what to do to make them in motion. To bring them in motion, what to do? Certainly, your answer is force is required. The next question arises that in which case more force is required to set them in motion. Then surely, again you can also say that from this picture, you observe here a child is pushing, a man is pushing. In the sense, surely force exerted by this man, the man on this body is more compared to the force exerted by this boy. More mass, more force is required. Are you agree? So it is written, objects with greater mass have more inertia. What is meant by inertia? This term we are discussing in next slide. It takes more force to change their motion. Now let us turn to another picture. See, a cyclist is riding his cycle. His cycle is in motion. But in this case he is riding. And what is happened in this case that you see and try to take? Your answer is surely what? Because of the obstacle at this position to this bicycle or cycle, the motion of the bicycle is what happens? Change. Here, velocity of the bicycle is changed. I mean, uniform motion of the bicycle is what is retarded by the force exerted by this obstacle in opposite direction to the motion of the bicycle. As a result, what happens? As a result, it shows that this man is going to fall down in forward direction. It means he is getting jerked in forward direction. As soon as brake is applied to the bicycle because of this obstacle, the man is going to fall in forward direction. Force is exerted in opposite to the motion of the bicycle. The man is going to fall in forward direction. Means surely in this case there is a jerk on the body of the man or body of the cyclist in forward direction. Yes or no? It means that whenever obstacle is there to the cyclist, then surely it happens. Same thing, whenever a passenger is traveling in a bus, as soon as bus accelerates, he will get a backward jerk. You might have experienced this effect. In the opposite sense, whenever the brakes are applied to the bus, then surely there is a forward jerk on the passenger. Why this is happening? Forward jerk or backward jerk, it is happening because of what? Because of the force acting on the moving body, or because of the force acting on the rest position of the bus, rest position of the object. It means in order to change the position of the object, motion of the object, it requires what? Force. So in the same way, in case of Newton's first law of motion, what happens? What is Newton's first law of motion? It is related to the term inertia. This Newton's first law of motion is also called as law of inertia. Got it? Then what is meant by inertia? Inertia is nothing but the tendency of a body to maintain its original state and oppose any change in its state. In previous pictures you might have seen this body, a cycle is going to, the cyclist is moving this cycle in a uniform motion, suppose. Then because of the obstacle, I mean force, the motion of the cycle is changed. I mean, in order to change the motion of the object, it requires what? Force. Because of the tendency of this cyclist not to change its state of motion, so he is going to fall, and this is due to nothing but the inertia of this cyclist. Every object has inertia, that is tendency to not to change its motion and to oppose to the change in motion. In the same way, here you see force in same direction both are applying. Here force in opposite direction both are applying. Then what happens? Here force is required for what purpose? To change its motion, to change its position. Initially, suppose this is a load at rest. To set this load in motion, they are applying force. So both are in the same direction. So we say this is a force same direction. In the same way, in this figure, the two forces are applied in exactly opposite way. One force is from this side, other force is from this side. Then because of these two forces, what happens? I mean, forces are in opposite direction, and if suppose their magnitudes are same, then what happens? This load will not change its position because it has inertia. Same thing, inertia is nothing but the inherent ability of the body, because of which it has tendency to maintain its original state and opposes to any change in its state. The inertia of a body is surely proportional to its mass. Hence, heavier bodies require more force to change its state, which we have seen in this figure. Heavier body requires more force to change their position because of their more inertia. I mean, heavier body possesses more inertia. In the sense, more inertia, it means what? More inertia in the sense, because of the more mass, inertia is more. I mean, inertia of the body, inertia of the object is proportional to the mass. Inertia depends upon mass. More the mass, more is the inertia. Now here, example I want to tell you, if a duster is kept on it, it remains in the same position unless it is displaced by the other force. Are you agree? Otherwise, it will remain as it is there only. Next one is a free rolling ball. Ball is rolling free. Then it remains in the same motion until no any external force is applied on it. Third, a car in uniform motion continues in uniform motion unless any unbalanced force acts on it. What is this? These are the examples. The situation number 1. If a coin is placed on a playing card which covers a glass and a jerk is given to the card like this, horizontal, then what happens? Card flies away and the coin which is on the glass, on the card, it will, what happens? Card flies away and coin drops in the glass. It is why answer is given. This is due to the coin is still at rest and due to its inertia of rest. Its tendency is not to change its state of rest. That's why it is falling into the glass. It is not going to fly away along with the card. Now, let us see another situation. The passenger sitting in the bus experiences a sudden backward jerk when the bus starts moving, when the bus accelerated. Why? This is due to inertia of rest which is acting on the upper part of the passenger. The result makes the passenger to fall back when accelerated. I mean, bus is accelerated. In the same way, the passenger sitting in the bus experiences a sudden forward jerk when the brakes are applied to moving bus. What is the reason? The reason behind it is what? In the same way, you judge and you can tell its reason. Now, we come to the statement of Newton's first law of motion. The first law of motion states that every body continues to be in a state of rest or uniform motion in a straight line unless and until any external unbalanced force acts on it to change the state. In detail, we discuss with various examples in another lecture about this Newton's first law of motion, and then we start Newton's second law of